Their licenses are suspended or revoked, their cars are seized, but over and over again, hardcore repeat offenders continue to drive drunk and all too often kill someone.
Well, tonight, Pam Zeckman continues her series of reports on how chronic drunk drivers are beating the system. Pam?
Diane, the big question is how to keep the hardcore drunk drivers, the ones who just don't seem to care what the law says, from getting behind the wheel of a car. At first, they thought it was fireworks last July 3rd.
The car was so embedded into the stairwell that we couldn't get by.
And in one horrifying moment, Trina Ellis lost her 57-year-old mother, Gertrude Brewer.
Her neck was broken.
Her 10-year-old nephew, Armand True.
The car was on top of the children.
And her son, Terrence Cook.
He was our little boy. He was 10. I don't think we'll ever get over it.
And she'll never get over the fact that this man, Richard Green, should not have been driving that car. He had 3 times the legal amount of alcohol in his system when he drove through a stop sign, reportedly at 80 miles per hour, killing Trina Ellis's family and a 7-year-old neighbor, Robert Stevenson. What were you doing driving on a revoked license, apparently drunk?
We have no comment.
Green was convicted of drunk driving in 1984 and 1994, and his license had been revoked, but he continued to drive anyway. You had 2 prior convictions for driving under the influence. Why were you doing it again? Green is now charged with 4 counts of reckless homicide in a case that highlights one of the biggest problems facing law enforcement authorities: how to keep convicted drunk drivers out of the driver's seat. Drivers who couldn't care less that their licenses have been suspended. Some think one answer is the expanded use of a device like this. It's a breathalyzer hooked up to the ignition of a drunk driver's car. If they blow into the mouthpiece and it detects even a small amount of alcohol, the car won't start.
And this device is preventing them from going out and being a danger on the roadways.
It will not start until I pass a breath test.
Currently, it's installed in more than 3,000 cars of convicted drunk drivers who've been granted restricted licenses by the Secretary of State. A company that installs the device says it should be expanded.
If the judges will order it, as they're allowed to do, on first offense, as a condition of bond, as a condition of supervision, as a condition of probation, it will save countless lives.
But the Smart Start device can't stop a repeat offender from using someone else's car, like Thomas Harris, who was driving his girlfriend's car when he crashed into Tina Ball, killing the highway construction flagger. Cases like that cry out for drastic measures, says a victim's advocate.
We would like to see a criminal sanction for anyone who knowingly allows a drunk driver who has lost his or her driving privileges to use their vehicle.
Which gets us back to Richard Green. Even though his license was revoked, he was able to purchase this car from a dealer after showing only a state ID card, and there's no law to stop it.
At the same time, they're running your credit. Why can't they prove that you have a valid driver's license? Selling a car to a drunk driver is like giving him a loaded gun.
Richard Green has pled not guilty to the charges against him. He was released on bond after his family put up 10% of a $600,000 bond set by the judge. Diane and Antonio?
Seems like there's no getting through. And you have these devices, but people who do these things can probably figure out a way to get by that.
Well, some of them used to be able to get around it by having a friend or a relative blow into the breathalyzer for them. I'm told that technology has improved so much now that there's what's called a rolling retest. And once they're on the road, an alarm goes off and they have to take the test again. So that helps stop people from getting around it.
Thank you, Pam.